How many Christmases have passed like scenes from a movie, where smiles were forced and silences spoke louder than words? Perhaps you feel that certain family wounds are so old and deep that it's no longer worth trying to heal them. But what if I told you this Christmas could be different? That it doesn't have to be another episode of accumulated hurts or disguised discomforts. The truth is, holding on to resentment only pulls us further from the peace we seek. And Christmas, which celebrates the greatest demonstration of love and reconciliation, is the perfect time to face these pains head-on. It may seem contradictory, but it's in the imperfection of relationships where true inspiration and healing can arise. If there's one thing we need to learn, it's that faith doesn't manifest in passive waiting, but in the act of taking the first step, even without guarantees. So why delay the possibility of a new beginning? Every day that passes without trying is a lost day. This Christmas, the opportunity is right before you. The decision to transform hurts into motivation, wounds into gratitude, and silences into conversations can change everything. Are you ready to take the first step towards family healing? If so, get ready to redefine Christmas like never before. Christmas is a time that whispers promises of renewal. Imagine a home where conversations have turned into cold silences and hugs have become rare. Trusting in God's plan means believing that even in this barren land, seeds of reconciliation can sprout. Instead of allowing bitterness to consume you, try writing a letter to that family member with whom you've grown distant. It may just be as simple, "I miss you," but this act of faith can open doors to forgiveness. In moments when patience seems to be running thin, remember that God is already working in silence. Who hasn't lost their temper during a Christmas dinner filled with expectations and tensions? Instead of getting upset, take a deep breath and envision the peace you want to see in your family. God equips you with patience and compassion. Use them as tools to defuse conflicts. Faith turns small gestures into everyday miracles. Remember, the beginning of any change starts with a courageous decision. An unexpected message, an invitation for a coffee, or even a simple question like, "How are you?" can be the key to a new beginning. If family wounds seem too deep, know that God has greater plans. This Christmas could be the fertile ground where family bonds are reborn, opening the space for courage and reconciliation. Courage is not the absence of fear, it's acting despite it. Think of Mary, who received the news of her divine mission with a racing heart, yet still said yes. Reconciliation requires the same spirit of bravery. When a misunderstanding or family hurt accumulates, someone needs to be the pioneer of forgiveness. Why not be the one to reach out first? A simple phone call or an unexpected visit can break down walls that once seemed insurmountable. Taking the first step towards healing is like diving into cold water, uncomfortable at first, but invigorating afterward. Imagine looking into the eyes of that family member who hurt you and saying, "I want us to be okay." This act of faith is transformative. Asking for forgiveness or offering it does not make you weak. On the contrary, it shows you have the strength to not be a prisoner of resentment. Deep down, Christmas is about rescuing hearts and dissolving distances. If the fear of rejection paralyzes you, remember that God does not abandon you on this path. Just as He supported Mary, He will support you. Practice small acts of reconciliation, an unexpected hug, a heartfelt note, a light joke to break the ice. Sometimes, the motivation to forgive comes from realizing that peace is worth more than pride. And who knows? By taking this step, you not only heal a hurt, but also pave the way for the resilience to come. Family pains can be like storms, strong, overwhelming, but temporary. The difference lies in how you face them. Imagine a discussion that left deep marks. Instead of shutting yourself off, look at this episode as an opportunity for growth. Resilience is born when you choose to learn from the pain, using it as fuel to strengthen family bonds. After all, the strongest trees are those that have faced relentless winds and still rooted themselves deeper. When resentment knocks at your door, take the time to reflect. Ask yourself, what can this situation teach me? Perhaps you will discover that patience or empathy need to be nurtured in your heart. Turning hurt into opportunities means replacing frustration with gratitude for having a family with whom to learn and grow. God does not waste any pain. Every tear can water the seed of a new perspective if you allow it. Remember, resilience is not built overnight. Every act of reconciliation is a living proof of this strength. It could be a family dinner after a disagreement where the atmosphere is tense, but the effort to be present makes all the difference. God is present in these moments. As you rise and try again, love deepens, faith is renewed, and the bonds become harder to break. And along this path, daily dedication becomes essential. Prayer is like an invisible thread that stitches together the broken pieces of a family. Imagine starting each day by asking God to fill your home with peace and understanding. A simple morning prayer can transform the atmosphere, bringing inspiration and motivation to face family challenges. Try praying for that family member with whom things aren't going well. Sometimes, the greatest change doesn't happen around you, but within you. Committing to daily prayer doesn't require grand rituals. It could be a quick conversation with God while having your coffee or a moment of silence before bed. What matters is consistency. When you pray for family unity, you are planting invisible seeds that, in due time, will sprout into fruits of reconciliation. And if you feel like words don't come, turn to the Psalms or the Lord's Prayer. Faith grows through this constant practice. In addition to praying, how about inviting your family to pray together, even if it's just once a week? It may be uncomfortable at first, but it's an opportunity to draw closer. Praying together creates a safe space where hurts can be given to God and hopes renewed. Daily dedication to prayer strengthens bonds and opens the way so that, even amid storms, everyone knows that God is guiding the ship. And, like Peter, you will need faith to continue on this journey. Remember Peter, who walked on water trusting in Jesus. So is the journey of reconciling with family. It takes faith to step out of the safe boat of pride and walk on the turbulent waters of emotions. It may feel frightening to face difficult conversations or the possibility of rejection. But when you keep your eyes fixed on Christ, faith becomes the strength that supports each step toward healing and peace. When fear whispers that it's not worth trying, remember that even Peter sank momentarily, but was lifted by Jesus' hands. You may stumble in your attempts at reconciliation, but God won't let you drown. How about sending a sincere message even without the guarantee of a positive response? Acting in faith is not about controlling the outcome, but about being willing to walk, even when you can't see the end of the path. Faith in God is the antidote to the fear of failure. Imagine the relief of finally leaving the weight of grudges behind. By taking a step of faith toward reconciliation, you open the door to healing and allow peace to begin filling your life. And remember, the waters of family life only calm down when someone is willing to walk through them with courage and faith. Christmas is the time to act, without waiting for a tomorrow that may never come. Christmas doesn't wait, and neither should reconciliation. Who hasn't postponed that difficult conversation thinking, I'll solve it later? But in the end, the later turns into months or years lost. Acting now is an act of faith and courage. Perhaps a simple, I'm sorry, or I'm here if you want to talk, is enough to break the barrier of silence. Every passing minute is a wasted opportunity to heal a wound and restore peace. The truth is, there is no perfect moment to ask for forgiveness or offer reconciliation. Waiting for the ideal scenario is like waiting for the sea to calm down before you start rowing. God invites you to act in the present, even if your heart is tight or your words seem shaky. How about using the Christmas dinner to say what you've been holding in your chest for so long? A sincere look, a handshake, or an unexpected hug could be the beginning of healing. Reconciliation now means choosing love over pride, peace over bitterness. Think about how many Christmases have been wasted because of unspoken words. The message of Christmas is clear. Love should not be postponed. God sent His Son into the world without waiting for it to be perfect. Follow that example and take the first step today. You may discover that reconciliation was closer than you thought, just waiting for your courage to manifest. Now that you have the tools to reframe Christmas and heal family wounds, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you let bitterness be stronger than faith? Or will you act with courage and take the first step toward reconciliation? Remember, Every gesture of forgiveness, no matter how small, can be the spark that ignites a flame of love and peace in your family. The opportunity is here, right in front of you. What are you waiting for to transform your life? And if the fear of rejection is still whispering in your ears, ask yourself, what is worse, facing the discomfort of a conversation or carrying the weight of a grudge for another year? God is already working in silence, just waiting for you to make the decision to act. Do not let pride or fear prevent you from living Christmas as it should be, a time of healing, gratitude, and reconciliation. If this message touched your heart and you want to continue learning how to live a life of inspiration and motivation, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. And to deepen this journey even further, I recommend reading the ebook Christmas, A Meeting with Divine Peace and Hope. You'll find the link in the pinned comment. Now, go and make this Christmas the beginning of a new family story.